Maternal deaths is a problem Black and brown women face more often than their counterparts. According to Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, Black women are 3 times more likely than white women to die from a pregnancy-related cause. Doulas help with advocacy and expertise. Joining me this morning, Veronica Pertuso and Carrie Davis, both doulas from Premier Doulas of Houston. Good morning. Thank you so much for coming in on the show this morning. We do appreciate your time. Let's start this conversation by defining a doula. What is a doula?
Yeah, so a doula is a trained professional that will provide educational, informational, and physical support to pregnant people and pregnant families all the way through fertility, like the conception stage, all the way through postpartum stage. We have fertility doulas, pregnancy doulas, postpartum doulas, but also bereavement doulas, which accompany you through the loss of your baby or a pregnancy.
So the spectrum is very wide.
It's very wide.
Okay, let's talk about, we set this up, let's talk about the need for doulas within minority communities.
Yes, the need is extremely high for, women of color, African American women. I mean, the maternal mortality rates are extremely high in the U.S. as a whole, first world countries as a whole. But then when we bring it to Harris County, it's extremely high. And for African American women, it's 3 times, the amount. So it's extremely important for doulas for minorities.
Why is the need so high for doulas within minority communities?
We have a lot of moms that have had losses, experienced losses, and they just don't trust the health system anymore. And so they're looking for someone to advocate for them and to help them advocate for themselves in the event that, during labor or during their birth, they're not able to or feel comfortable enough to speak up for themselves.
I know, Carrie, during our story that aired at 6 o'clock this morning, during the 6 o'clock hour, which you can find on clicktohouston.com, we talked about Houston being a very transient city.
Yes.
And oftentimes people don't have the support systems that they do when they're at home.
Exactly.
And this is very true for marginalized communities.
Yes, extremely true. Like I said, people are brought here from different reasons. Jobs, just relocating to change their lives, and they just don't have the support here, and so we're called up on, to help families in that event.
Veronica, you talked about doulas being trained professionals. They do not replace doctors.
Oh, absolutely not. Their job is all about the medical aspect of it. Our role is completely different. We offer, like I said, emotional, physical, and informational support. Doctors don't have the time for that, especially during labor. Labor can last hours and hours.
36 hours.
And also our job is also to accompany you during pregnancy too. Like, we are a call away if you need to ask something. And if it's a medical question, we will always tell you, call your doctor. But we will guide you, like where do you need to go in order to find the answer that you're looking for. Having that support of a call away, it's priceless.
And advocacy.
Absolutely. Like, we advocate, and I love, like in my case, I love to tell my clients, I will prepare you in Premier Doulas. We all have that approach. I will advocate for you if it's absolutely necessary, but most importantly, I will educate and I will share all the information. I will empower my couples or our couples for them to be able to advocate for themselves. They are the ones who need to be speaking up in rooms. And if it comes to a point that a doula needs to intervene, we will do so. But also we just want people to know that we are not or doctors or the medical system, that we are not there to step on their toes or anything.
What is the relationship you have with doctors? Is it a positive one? Are they welcoming to the idea of doulas?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have to say that I've had some great and positive experiences with doctors and nurses, for that matter.
I mean,
What about you?
There are exceptions, of course, right?
Like anything in life, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I mean, and you will encounter health professionals that are not very happy. Usually, we said that's a red flag.
Yeah.
Because we are all on the same team.
Yeah.
Yes.
Performing different jobs,
Yeah.
different
For mom,
roles.
for baby,
yeah,
and for
absolutely.
family, yeah.
We all have the same goal, and we all are there for the same reason. And everybody has different skill sets. So let's just all work together.
We talk about representation, especially within minority communities. With that, can men be doulas?
Yes.
Yeah.
They can.
It's not as common though. It's not as common. I mean, it's not as common, but absolutely. Like, I mean, if you want to be a doula, by all means.
Yes.
Yeah.
We know of a few
Yeah.
in the area.
In Houston.
And
Yeah.
upstate. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We all wanted to meet this male doula
Right,
because it
right.
was like, oh.
Well, of course, that's
Yeah.
that's very different. We talk about birth. A common misconception that I've heard a lot of is that in order to have doula services, you have to either give birth at home or a birthing center. This is not true. You can
That is
deliver
not true
at a
at
hospital and still have your team of
Exactly.
doctors plus your doula.
Exactly. And to Veronica's point of, the relationships with us and with, the doctors, they're not there the entire time. So, of course, we're there in the hospital settings, with our clients once they're in active labor usually. And again, that can be 24 hours, 36 hours, and then here comes the doctor at the 48-hour mark,
right.
So, of course, you can have it at home, in a birthing center, and in a hospital setting.
Actually, I recommend more having a doula if you are giving birth at a hospital, also because of the amount of interventions that you will encounter throughout the process. And you need a lot of assistance when it comes to understanding each one of them and when to use them or when not to use them. So it serves a doula will serve as a tourist guide in a foreign country. We know
How to navigate.
everything. Yes.
Yes.
As a doula, how many clients do you have at one time?
Oh, wow.
It depends
can
on the
vary.
doula. It depends on the doula, but it goes all the way from 1 to 6, an average of 4 a month.
For a month. And what's the cost associated with services provided by doulas? That can vary?
So yes,
Definitely.
it depends on each different part of the country. Each state has different prices. In the Houston area, it ranged from 800 to 2,500.
Again,
Something
depending
like
on
that. Depending on
where on the spectrum you need the service.
Yes, and not necessarily on the spectrum. It also how many years has that person been a doula and the experience and everything.
So there's different factors that play into it.
Yeah, absolutely.
For people who need doulas, or we're identifying communities that are in need of doulas, we're seeing an uptick for that need. Are there programs to offset costs associated with this type of service?
So it's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming.
I would definitely say that I've had some experiences with pilots, just different insurance companies putting together pilots to help offset costs for their customers, in the doula world, for us to offer discounts for clients that have insurance through that company. I know that some organizations are working even with the state to offer services for moms who receive Medicaid, and other services through state-funded, programs to have a doula, because it's important. Everyone deserves to have a doula, deserves to have support if they need it.
And I would like to add that this shouldn't be a luxury.
Yes.
It is right now. It shouldn't be a luxury.
Yes.
What we're doing is not an extraordinary thing. Every burdened person and every burdened family deserves the support a doula can offer at an affordable price.
Yes.
So our hope is to get there in a way that we are compensated fairly for what we do, and families can access our service without any, restriction.
And they can have those benefits like anyone
Absolutely.
else.
And I mean,
Exactly.
insurance companies should be interested in adding us because we save them a lot of money. The presence of a doula avoids a lot of interventions, unnecessary interventions throughout the labor. and reduction in cesarean rates. So, I mean, we save insurance company a lot of money.
Oh, that's something we could talk about all
I
day
know.
long. This is a very important conversation, and I appreciate the work that you ladies do. I appreciate your time this morning. This conversation will continue inside this story on our website, clicktohouston.com.